Hello. So have you ever thought about taking a hot air balloon ride?
Me? No.
Well, I convinced him to, and this was another adventure that I chose on our recent road trip. So this one we chose to do in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Yeah, which was a cool state to drive through. A different way to see the state, I guess, on a hot air balloon.
Yeah. And so you were a little afraid.
I was.
Uh-huh.
Oh, so she jumps out of airplanes and does crazy stuff like that. I'm much more logical thinking.
Yes.
And I don't do crazy things like that. And I kind of thought this would be like as crazy as jumping out of an airplane.
Mm-hmm.
So I was not dying to do it.
And there were other people that were afraid too. So you're not the only one. But
True.
It's not as scary as it seems.
No, she's totally right. Now that I've done it, I shouldn't have been afraid at all.
And pretty much right after liftoff, you said that you felt...
Yeah, like at ease, and I was loving it like right from the get-go.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, why don't you tell them about the company and the trip and all that stuff?
So we booked it through Ryders. Our guide pilot, actually,
Yes.
they are called pilots. His name is Chris. Great pilot.
Yeah, like you get there and they give you a boarding pass saying
Yeah.
your pilot will be Chris today. But you get there and it's really dark out.
It's really early in the morning. They actually prefer to do the sunrise tours. I do believe they have like an afternoon one or something, but or at least Chris said that they prefer the sunrise tours, and it is a 5:15 a.m. tour, so you have to be there very early.
Starting point is out in like an industrial warehouse area. I mean, they've got so much equipment, they need a warehouse for all this stuff. So we did meet there. And then from there, each crew goes out in a van.
Yeah, and they have like a little cart behind us that brings the balloons, which is pretty cool to watch a caravan of... I've never seen that going down the street before, but yeah, it's a caravan of hot air balloons, or baskets, really.
Yeah, and the day we were there were like, I think 5 or 6 sets of people that went out. And we probably drove about 20 or 30 minutes out from the starting point.
It was a little bit of a drive.
Mm-hmm. So then setting up the balloon happens in a big open field. They let you volunteer to help if you desire.
You helped?
I did, because it took my mind off of having to go up in the, up in the balloon. Not that I really wanted to be helpful, I just didn't want to think about it.
Yeah.
It was actually kind of a fun experience. And aside from the pilot, he's got a ground crew of 2 people that drive a chase vehicle and then just assist everywhere.
Yeah, and it looks like really hard work.
Yeah, the 2 people in the crew,
Yes.
absolutely. All right, so anyway, Chris got us all in. There were 11 people in our basket.
Mm-hmm.
And at first I thought 11 people was going to be a lot, but it felt really comfortable the whole way. You're standing the whole way. There's no in-flight service, nor movies or anything like that.
No, none of that. But yeah, it was comfortable. I mean, and you're not like packed like this either. You have room to kind of spin around and take some pictures and have different angles from up there.
As soon as we got in, I didn't want to be on the end because I felt a little safer closer to the middle. So I sacrificed her. I had her go over to the end in, the dangerous spot.
Yeah.
But as soon as we lifted off the ground, I wasn't even sure we were moving at first. It was so gentle.
Yeah.
And
You said it kind of felt peaceful up there.
Yeah. And like almost right away. It was kind of a magical feeling.
Yeah.
I would definitely do it again. And whatever, Chris obviously knew what he was doing. I think said he's got the 2nd most hours in the company or something flying balloons. And he came from a family that flew balloons.
Yeah.
His dad had done it as well. So it's something he's done his whole life. So if you're lucky enough, or if you can request a pilot, request Chris. Plus he was fun and he was engaging during the whole trip. Yeah, so that part of the experience was great. So we got out halfway, we were coasting along, and then he had a little surprise for us.
Yeah, so you know, it's not just you up there. There's a bunch of other balloons, so it's pretty cool up there. One of my favorite photos was taking a picture of all the other balloons in the sky.
Yeah,
It's really, really pretty, and they all have different designs and things like that on the balloons, as you'll see from the pictures. But yeah, so we got floating around out there, and all of a sudden we start dropping and dropping and dropping, and he touches us down into the Rio Grande River. And that was really cool. Then he makes this comment, oh, well, so now you can say you had your feet in the Rio Grande.
yeah.
No water came in the basket or anything like that. It was just a touchdown in there, and it was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was a nice surprise. I had no idea it was going to happen. There were other balloons in addition to us in the sky, maybe like 10 or 11. Only about half of them actually got to do the touchdown in the Rio Grande. So I'm sure it's not guaranteed. It depends on conditions and how good your pilot is. And
Yeah, and when you get there, they send up like a balloon to find out which way the air, not a hot air balloon, just a regular balloon, to find out what way, I guess, the wind is blowing or whatever. Because he did say that, you know, sometimes they are not able to float over the Rio Grande. And I was like, oh, so I'm so glad that we were,
yeah,
the wind was just right for us that day.
Yeah, it was a nice touch. Yeah, I loved it. It was pretty cool. All right, so then at the end, Chris is on the radio talking to his chase team, and he's giving them locations. I think we're going to be landing close to this building or this building, and apparently they have authority to land wherever they have to or wherever they need to, but there's certain fields that they aim for, which they were doing. And, you know, sure enough, we came in, and I think we were the first balloon at that time. We were like leading the charge in there. And, you know, down below, the chase team was sort of out of the van. They were following us as we were nearing land, and they actually grabbed the balloon as it touches ground, right? I mean, it's because you're still thumping into the earth at the end to try to keep the baskets from tipping over. Well, you said earlier it's a hard job. That's part of the hard,
Yeah.
racing after and doing that is part of the hard part.
Yeah. And we actually had a very nice landing. I mean, there's no way it's graceful by any means, but some of the other landings that we saw while we were there were kind of scary.
Yeah.
Like falling halfway down to the ground, popping back up, or just bumping along before it stopped. So I guess there's all different ways of landing, but ours was pretty nice.
Yeah, right. And I think that's part of that is luck too. Like
Yeah.
if there's a gust of wind at the last second, you're going to bounce along or something, or whatever. If you've got heavier people in the front, it might more likely tip. And ours was perfect. I mean, it was easy peasy, but they teach you on how to land, like to bend your knees, hold on, lean this way, do that.
You know, he also said about getting out of the basket as quickly as possible because there is a chance of floating back up at the end. And I have a bad hip, so that was a very hard thing for me, was getting in and out of that basket. Even though they had like a little stool or whatever to get in, it was still a little bit of a challenge getting in, and getting out. So you might want to, consider that when going.
Right. And make sure your husband doesn't desert you because he's afraid of being on the end, and he can actually help you get in.
Yeah, I started getting in, and he's like, "No, get out. I'm going first." And I had to do it all over again.
But you were so brave.
We had a nice little champagne
Oh, that's true.
toast at the end, which, I mean, even Chris was like out of there, setting everything up, real quickly. So yeah, I thought that was really special that they added that to the end of our, and he brought orange juice so we could have mimosas instead of just champagne if you wanted that.
Yeah.
So my recommendation is make sure you bring money to tip them. Like we said, the chase team, they have a lot of hard work. Those balloons are heavy, and they have to fold them up and reel them in and all that stuff. So make sure you bring money to tip them.
And the other tip I would say is when they ask for volunteers to help do things, do it. I mean, when am I ever going to have a chance to help blow up inflate a huge hot air balloon again? So do that. Bring water. We drank. Did you talk about how cold it was?
No.
It was a little chilly.
Yeah, it was. It's very chilly. It was very chilly when we were there in the morning.
Right, because you're going up before dark, and no, not before dark. You're going up in the dark. What we didn't even mention this whole thing is watching the sunrise.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we should have mentioned that. But you get to watch the sunrise when you go out. Obviously, a sunrise trip, but it's beautiful because you're up so high, and the sunrise is coming over mountains, and
yeah,
good view of mountains, and a nice view of craters while you're up there, and of the Rio Grande, and just nice.
Yeah, and it is. It's very peaceful in the sky.
Yeah.
I mean, it is loud because every time they shoot off the fire up into the balloon, that's loud.
Oh, that's a good point. Another tip I would add is if you got a big shiny bald head like I do, wear some head protection because that got hot.
Oh.
Yeah. So, like a ball cap or something. All right, that's all I got. Rainbow Ryders. They have 4 locations. We did the Albuquerque one. We loved it. $209 a person, and it was money well spent. A long trip, but only 45 minutes or so airborne.
Right.
But still, totally worth it, and the whole day was fun.
Agreed.
All right.
And you get to go back and take a nap. It's not even breakfast time yet.
Good point, which we did. All right, that is it for this episode, and this is just one of our last ones that we have on our American Southwest road trip. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you do. If you like this and the Southwest stuff, the playlist will be linked right here at the end, and you can see the other places we went on this trip. And that's all. That's it for me. Ciao.
See ya.